Hello everyone, but mostly hello to utantan9x. I've been talking to him in real life-ish, over the internet-ish kind of deal, like one-on-one conversations, and he is my Vietnamese friend. He has been wanting to know how to speak better English. He knows a good deal, actually, and he raises a few good questions that actually make me curious. And I asked him for a list of things he would like me to say in video. So, okay, I'm looking at the list now, and just for fun, I'm going to put this on YouTube. So, yeah. So everyone, this is utantan9x's list of English stuff. Number 1, present perfect progressive. According to the book, it shows an action began in the past and is still occurring in the present. And he gives examples. This example is John has been living in the same house for 10 years equals John has been living in the same house for 10 years. Is it correct? Yes. Pretty much, actually. He started living in the house 10 years ago, and he's still living in the house, so that shows an action that happened in the past and is still occurring now. Whether or not he can actually understand this is beyond me. So yes, that comparison is rather correct. That is a perfect example of a perfect present perfect progressive. Number 2, what's the difference between I hope and I am hoping? The example he gives me is I hope to see you again, or I am hoping to see you again. I hope is more of a verb, as in saying you are doing that. When you're saying I am hoping, it's basically more request-like. An example I'll kindly give you. It's I hope this works. That is like you're doing an action. It isn't a request from something. It doesn't involve a request. But I am hoping that this happens or that happens. You usually use that in a request. Otherwise, there is no difference. English is really weird, dude. I told you this several times, but English itself is so strange. So, if you want to be grammatically correct, I am hoping is better used when you're basically hinting towards a request. Like, I am hoping to see you again. Basically, like, hey, come back over. I'm hoping is just like, okay, whatever. It's I am hoping. I hope it. There's no real I hoped. Is there? Somebody help me. I hoped to. I hope to. Like, hoped, like in a past tense, doesn't really, work very well. So I am hoping and I hope are basically the same thing, only use whatever sounds best, given the situation. That's basically what I'm trying to say. 3. Having plus past participle. I am really confused about this one. Example, having lived in Spain, I know its climate very well. Having found a hotel, they looked for somewhere to have dinner. Having plus past participle. How can I explain this? I'm definitely not an English teacher. Allow me to say this. I wanted to be an English teacher, but no. Not gonna happen. Okay. Having lived in Spain. Having lived in Spain, I know its climate very well. That was the first example you gave me. And having lived in Spain, I know its climate very well. If you're using having and a past participle, the verb has to be ed. Like, instead of live, it's lived. Does that make sense? I'm sorry if it doesn't, and I'm really sorry if this is wrong, but as I understand it, looking at this example right here, Um, if you include a past participle, the verb has to be an ed. From the examples you gave me and from what I understand. Um, that's basically as far as I have. You've asked me about having and past participles before. I hate grammar. I hardly use it. I may sound really good when I speak in video, like I sound like I have my facts straight. No. Toss grammar out the window when it comes to me. But as far as I understand it, having to having I'm trying to think of my own example here so I can show you subtle differences. Um, Basically, again, as any person who speaks English will tell you, and I'm pretty sure Matt will comment on this video. Matt, please comment on this and agree with me here. Americans don't care about grammar. The elitists do, like the politicians, the professors, they care a shit ton about grammar. No one else does. But you are trying to learn, and I'm trying to help you out as much as humanly possible, being an American and knowing English. Okay, number 4. This is really easy. Shoulda, as in should. His question is, what is the meaning of this abbreviation? That is actually not really an abbreviation. That is a misfire. It should have or should of. Shoulda does not exist. It's only should have or should of. Most likely should have. The meaning is I should have done this. I should have finished my project. I should have bought a new computer ages ago. But that's the point. Shoulda does not exist in the English language. It's not even in any, like, trippy ass dictionary you could ever find. If you see the word shoulda, the sentence is wrong. Number 5. When we write an essay, is there any way to open a body paragraph beside first of all / firstly? Well, yes, there's as many ways to open up a body paragraph as there is to actually say anything. Like, it all depends on how professional you want to be with it. I am a pretty lenient person when it comes to my essays. Like, when I write an essay, I don't try to be too formal and not laid back. I like being laid back. Laid back is me. I like to relax. Now, this coincides with a little bit of something. You want to make sure you're stating it as the first point, but sometimes you might not want to be too obvious. That makes things bland. An example I'll give you is, quote-unquote, I will begin by telling you that, then you give your point, or your example, or something. I will begin by telling you, to start things off, I would like to address there. As for, like, after that, you don't want to, go back to second if you're doing a different point. Say you started off with, like, your first body paragraph was, to start things off, I would like to tell you about. If you start off with that, then I think the best follow-up to that would be, I would like to add on to that last point by stating Shazam. You basically can't start switching voice when you are doing this kind of thing. It shows a lot of random thoughts. Like, I know a few people who read essays, and they try to read a sense of intelligence and emotion in the essay. And if you're jumping back and forth, it's like the English version of, like, trying to speak out how to solve a Rubik's Cube. You can't do it. It sounds really jumbled, and it's chaotic. if you stick with saying, first of all, continue on with next or secondly. So just make sure if you're writing an essay to keep a straight line and to not deviate from your style, I guess you could call. And number 6, give me some American lingos and idioms. I don't mind if it's offensive or not. Okay. Idioms? Well, one of my personal favorite offensive ones is bite me. It's rather sarcastic, and it usually shuts people up, or it can be a really witty comeback, and people will laugh. So if you're looking for humor, there you go. I used one the other day in a conversation with you. I actually said, I'm lost, instead of I am confused. I'm lost? It's state of mind. Actually, I'm always lost. However, when you say it like that, not many foreigners understand you, because when you say you're lost, lost is more of a state of physical being, whereas when you're saying I'm lost in this sense, it's more of a mental, less physical state, because like I said, I just meant I'm confused. So I use that, and it is a little bit of a lingo. A lot of it comes to phrases, or turn of phrases. Trying to think of one that's commonly used, and I'm coming up blank here. A lot of offensive ones. Bite me, eat me. Again, completely sarcastic and really offensive. Trust me, those are really offensive, and I don't ask you to use those. Please, for the love of God, do not use them and say I told you to. A lot of it is poetic. Like, it's mainly American lingo is, trying to say this without sounding too stupid. Brain fart. Like that. Brain farting. Did my brain fart? No. Again, it's more of a fun thing. A brain fart in American lingo is basically, English lingo, I should say. It's not only American. Sorry, British people. A brain fart is basically like saying you lost your train of thought, basically. There's a lot of them, and a lot of them comes to slang. Due to the fact that I'm not racist, and I never plan on being, I can't say a lot of slang. I don't like being racist. I don't. A lot of English slang, unfortunately, comes off racist. One against myself. Black people laugh at this. Cracker. Basically saying you're white. Yeah, that's about as far as I'm going to stretch it, and I don't mean to insult anyone. If I just did, I'm really sorry. There's so much. Here's one for you. Gangster. Gangsta. I don't. It's basically. I don't really want to insult people, but this really bugs me, so I might as well say it. Anyone with less intelligence and doesn't feel like actually pronouncing their words, it usually becomes slang, and it actually does hit the Oxford Dictionary occasionally. As for the racist kind, I'm not going there. I'll never go there. Here's the thing, dude. As far as lingos, idioms, shit like that, you want to be careful, because I don't know if you'll ever visit here, but racism is a really big deal, especially here, because of the melting pot kind of deal going on. You want to be very careful with what you say. Like, I'm not going to say anything racist, because I don't know if any of my viewers are black or whatever, and honestly, oh my god, that probably was very weird. I'm gonna have to check that. My computer just froze up for a second. Anywho, if you hear slang or anything like that, and you only hear one diverse group saying it, don't say it. Even if you are part of that diverse group, because that'll make you look very bad. You have been warned, my friend. You said you won't ask me about English grammar anymore, and you say that, as if it bothers me. Dude, it doesn't. I love helping you out. I just wish I knew about actual grammar. Like, I'm 19. You're probably older than me. I'm not sure. I graduated high school. That's all I got. And honestly, I lived in a really crappy town with minimal education. I hated most of my English teachers. Oh my god. Anywho, that is all the questions you have asked me, and that's all the questions he has asked me. And, to all my viewers, especially you, Matt, because you get out far more than I do. If you want to add to the lingos or like slang, don't be racist. I'm warning you right now. I know, Matt, you won't, but anyone else who decides to be racist in one of the comments, I don't care if you are that race, I will delete the comment immediately, because racism is bad, even if some people do deserve it at times. That's all I'm going to say. This has been Fenrir, helping out a friend. I hope I did help, dude. I really do. And if you have any more questions, please do tell me. I always have time on my hands. So, yeah, take care, everyone. See you next time.